It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories. A snowy Friday night across Colorado. Parts of the Front Range getting nearly an inch per hour.
A fast-moving storm system beginning to move out of the metro. I'm tracking snow totals plus when conditions are going to thaw out.
Dire warnings as Ukraine prepares for a possible Russian invasion.
We're in a window when an invasion could begin at any time.
Emergency diplomatic efforts underway as the U.S. prepares for the worst in the coming days.
Any American in Ukraine should leave as soon as possible, and in any event in the next 24 to 48 hours.
It's the time of year for swindlers on Tinder.
But it was weird that he was reaching out to me every single morning. That just raised a lot of red flags.
Police urging caution about romance scams. Ready to pull on your heartstrings while draining your wallet.
I'm looking to find love. It's sad that this kind of crime exists.
And more mask mandates coming down across the metro as Pfizer presses pause on its vaccine for children under 5.
This Friday's storm has brought a slushy mix of snow and ice to the metro. You're taking a live look over Denver, and we've seen a few inches accumulate so far.
I was out there. It's been a yucky evening commute, which I would know from this live shot I did on Bellevue and Inca. This is in Englewood. So many cars getting stuck there, and I felt really bad for all those people.
Glad you're okay, Danny. Well, we're seeing more issues near Idaho Springs right now where traffic is backed up as far as you can see. Multiple crashes are reported, and CDOT is advising drivers not to take any back roads to get around. It is a mess out there. Good evening, and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Danny New. The storm is starting to move out, we hear. That's good.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the chief, meteorologist Mike Nelson joining us now. Mike, when can we expect this mess to clear out?
Oh, it's going to clear out by morning, and it's kind of a mess out there at the moment. But conditions are, not all going to be that bad for tomorrow morning. If you're heading up the mountains, once you get up above about Georgetown, you should be in a lot better shape. The snow is diminishing to the north of us now. In the Denver area, still some pretty good bands of snow for a couple more hours. And to our south, that'll continue probably till about 1 a.m. down toward Monument Hill. That's where the advisories continue at least until 11 o'clock tonight before those storms push farther southward. The leading edge is this cold front that swept through this morning, and it's true to its name. It is cold. Behind it, temperatures have already dropped to 25 degrees in Denver, 20 up at Cheyenne, 16 at Laramie. We'll be in the teens by morning. Skies will be clearing out, but whatever is slick right now will likely stay pretty slick through early Saturday. But I do have some 60-degree temperatures coming up in the 7-day. I'll share that with you in about 15 minutes.
Thanks, Mike. And you can track the snow and get updated forecasts anytime by downloading our free Denver 7 Plus app. We have interactive radar, a 10-day forecast, and 24/7 weather live stream. You can find it on your Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or Android.
Tensions are reaching a fever pitch in Eastern Europe. The U.S. is now sending 3,000 more troops to Poland because of the rising concerns about a possible Russian invasion in Ukraine. A source says President Biden will speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin over the phone Saturday to try and de-escalate the simmering situation diplomatically. Currently, the Kremlin has more than 100,000 troops near Ukraine's border, and officials warn that Russia has now built up enough equipment and vehicles for a major attack. In addition, Americans are also being urged to leave Ukraine within the next 24 to 48 hours.
We don't know exactly what is going to happen, but the risk is now high enough, and the threat is now immediate enough that this is what prudence demands.
Meanwhile, Russia is denying that it has plans to invade.
In Lakewood, a fire that damaged several units at a senior living community is still under investigation. The fire started in a building at Brookdale Meridian Lakewood Senior Living just before 4:30 this morning. Firefighters arrived within minutes, tackling the flames seen streets away rising from the roof. A working sprinkler system also helped slow the spread of the fire. West Metro Fire says as many as 8 units were affected, but miraculously only one person suffered minor injuries.
She had her pet bird with her, and she and the bird were inseparable, and the firefighters got both her and the bird out safely.
A spokesperson with Brookdale says it's working on a plan to support the affected residents, including a potential move to another community. Letitia Stauch, the woman accused of murdering her stepson Gannon, entered an insanity plea today. 11-year-old Gannon Stauch disappeared from his El Paso County home just over 2 years ago. His body was found 2 months later in Florida. Today, Letitia's defense also filed a motion to waive a jury trial due to the popularity of the case. That trial is currently set for late March.
Denver 7 has obtained body camera video showing Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters being arrested earlier this week. At one point, Peters appears to attempt kicking an officer. Later, she spouts conspiracy theories as she's being led away.
Let go of me! He's my
Do not kick!
No!
You understand?
Stop it! No! Do you really know what you're doing? You're assisting Merrick Garland to not show the truth of what the election is.
Get over.
You really know.
Peters was detained for allegedly recording a court hearing without permission on her iPad. A warrant was later issued for her arrest, and she turned herself in and posted a $500 bond. Now she faces multiple charges, including obstructing a police officer.
As we head into the second Valentine's Day of the pandemic, a whole lot of people are going online looking to find love.
And with that, police are warning that sweetheart swindlers are busier than ever. Denver 7's Wang spoke to one unsuspecting victim and joins us with more.
Yeah, good evening. We're not even 2 months into the new year, and already the FBI says about $32 million have already been swindled away from victims. The FBI calls it a romance scam. Victims meet their scammer on a dating website or social media, and the scammer builds trust with the victims before they ask for money, oftentimes telling the victim that it's for an unforeseen expense or family emergency. The FBI says scammers target victims looking for a relationship. Women over the age of 40, the elderly, widow, divorced, or disabled people are the biggest targets. One Colorado resident tells us she almost fell prey to this type of scam.
I was telling my friends about this fantastic man I had met. He was so into me. It was really cool. And we talked for hours on the phone, like every night.
Just when she thought she can move forward with a man who refused to meet her in person, she saw our coverage of Steve Belcher, a Denver resident who was scammed out of $1.6 million after meeting a woman on a dating app in November that convinced him to invest his money into a fraudulent cryptocurrency app.
It was your story in December that went on the air right at the time that I was dealing with trying to figure out whether or not this man was legitimate or not. That's when I deleted Google Hangouts, deleted his contact information, blocked his phone number, everything. Said that's it. And I never heard from him after that.
The FBI urges people who have fallen victim to this romance scam to file a complaint on the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. In Denver, Wang, Denver 7.
Bayan, thank you. Well, today is the last day you'll be required to wear a mask indoors in Jefferson and Larimer counties. Both county mask orders are expiring at midnight. State health officials and the CDC are still recommending everyone wear a mask indoors regardless of vaccination status.
The FDA is delaying a public meeting to review Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for kids under 5. The agency says it wants to see more data before moving forward, and it was originally supposed to meet about the shots next week. And meanwhile, we are also learning that the COVID-19 vaccine booster effectiveness actually wanes after 4 months, but still offers protection. That's according to a study published by the CDC today. It shows that with the Omicron variant, vaccine effectiveness against hospitalizations dropped from working at 71% in the first 2 months after vaccination to just 54% in about 5 months. Health experts say that the study shows the importance of staying up to date with booster shots.
Coming up on Denver 7 News at 8. Black history is American history, but with education becoming politicized, that history is being erased.
I don't think that there's any historical example of a government that has banned books and turned out well for them.
From banning books to legislating history lessons, we take a look at the Cultural War and its impact on Colorado.
And taking a live look over a snowy Denver tonight, Mike Nelson has the answers to our questions about the weekend forecast on this Weather Action Day, like when will it stop? Please help us, Mike.
Stay with us.